Hi family, welcome back to another Wisdom and the Word episode with me, Wupe. So today I am back to just give you an update that I'd like to title I have done better with bigger. I think in my last video, the one before that, I did a video about how I didn't take advantage of a networking situation, but I am so glad that I experienced that situation and picked up the lesson quickly and used it wisely in this story that I am about to tell you now. So it's not that I didn't even do this one perfectly, but like I'm glad that I made that video because it kept ringing in my head. So anyway, it's been a long week. It's been a great week. Been out on duty for work. Where to begin? So anyway, my work involves a lot of travel, but this particular one was exciting because I was accompanying the crew with the German ambassador to visit projects. So that's what that was. So it was pretty great. We started the travel day one. We went to the first stop. Okay, so while at the first stop, you have to understand something about me. Like, I know I may seem loud, but I legit have an introverted side to me. Okay, so anyway, we arrive in this place where we're supposed to be having lunch with the ambassador, and I'm just doing my aloof thing the way I do me. And so the dining hall is upstairs. We go upstairs and we sit at the table. So my colleague comes to me and says, oh, you know what, let's move closer to our DVs, because she wanted to do an exchange with two of our DVs, so she wanted to be closer. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. We move. So when we moved to where she sat, there was only one seat next to my DV. DV is like the project coordinator. So there's only one seat next to her, and it's at the end of the dining table, and the only seat left is next to the ambassador on the other end. I didn't think much about it. Then I went to sit down. When I sat down, then I realized, oh my God, I'm sitting next to the ambassador. Backstory to this is I'm raised in a typical Zambian culture. We are raised to respect authority, and I think in a sense to fear authority. And I can't lie, I am a confident woman, but that I still have that, like, so when you're in the presence of authority, when you're in the presence of authority, it gets a bit weird. Or at least I don't know about you, but it gets a bit weird for me. So anyway, we sat next to her. So again, one of two things. I can be the most confident person you ever met, but also I can be the most shy person you will ever know in your life. And unfortunately, sitting next to the ambassador that day, I was the most shy person you ever met. And I just sat there and I froze. And my DV on the left was looking at me, and my DV on, like, I had one, like, not right in front of me, like adjacent to me, and they were looking at me like, oh, what a great opportunity for networking. Like, you could see it in their faces, but I was frozen, like I was just frozen. I'm like, where do I even begin to speak? So anyway, she was seated across from like one of her colleagues, and like, just thinking about it right now, I'm so embarrassed because like I froze. Anyway, let me not even, like, this story is not about to turn around. I froze throughout the lunch, okay, like I was frozen. I didn't say anything that lunch. And luckily, like I said, she was sitting in front with a colleague of hers that she had traveled with from Lusaka. So they kept the conversation going, and I kept the conversation going with like my other colleagues to my left and whatever. But you could see that my DVs were like, this chick is crazy. So lunch ended. I moved on. Dinner came. I strategically moved from that seat so that we don't sit next to each other at dinner. The foolishness. I moved. Lo and behold, dinner came, same dining table. I think like the ambassador in her mind was like, oh, there she is. I sat next to her at lunch. she came and sat next to me.
2,000 years later.
So anyway, she sat next to me, and I had been having a low evening. It's possible I could have just been tired from travel. It's possible, highly possible. Possible I could have been missing home, missing someone. Yeah. So I was having a low evening that evening, and then she came and said to me, like, just make my life more miserable. Why don't you just go ahead, do that, feel free. So she sat next to me, and then I greeted her, hello ma'am, and we exchanged pleasantries, and then, as if matters couldn't get any worse, next I have I think CRS country director John come sit in front of me, and guys, I'm I can boast about a few skills. Small talk, zero. I have zero skills when it comes to small talk. So I was just like, this is it. This is how my career ended, because I did not speak to our partner's country director, and of course the German ambassador. This is it. My life has ended. I'm like, you know what? I already have enough problems in my head right now. Self-made problems, by the way. I'll just move on. Anyway, but the way the night turned around. So she turned to me, we had exchanged pleasantries. I talked to someone on my right. I greeted the director in front of me, country director in front of me, and my colleague who was seated next to the country director. So that's how the ambassador turns to me. And again, I was totally embarrassed, because she's the one who turned to talk to me. I even cringed thinking about it. So but guys, when I grow up, I have to be that woman. I have to be that woman. I just adore. She turns, and I can't even remember what question she asked me, but the rest of the night was like this. Literally, from the country director, her and I and my colleague, and we just had such great conversation. Such great conversation. I asked about her family, I asked about her career. I found out that her bachelor's was in law. Then I found out that because she didn't see herself, which is a lot like me, you know how you're I want to practice, but she just felt like she wanted to be influential in a space where she could support all groups equally, rather than just stand either as a prosecutor or a defense lawyer where you're only taking one side. And you could just see from conversation that she has such a big heart. But most importantly, she's a high dignitary, but so down to earth. So down to earth. We could, my colleagues and I, that's all we could, every time we met, we're just she's so nice. You know how, guys, let's not pretend we're born in Zambia. You must, when someone is in a place of power, they want to make you feel that they're in a place of power. You could put that woman in a place sit at the high table, but should rather mingle with everyone, should rather keep conversation with everyone. I don't know what books that woman reads, but I want to know what books she reads, because I want to be like that. She's so humble, she's so down to earth. She's just so chill, because you know how you're the ambassador, bodyguards, what? Okay, maybe I'm stretching that, but you know what I mean. In Africa, when someone is in a position of power, quote unquote, they want you to know. She's nothing like that. Nothing. And I want to be like her when I grow up. So anyway, we ended up just talking the rest of the night, and I was glad I spoke to her, because she's not just, when you see a woman ambassador, it's a woman who's holding a high position, so that's something you can emulate. But then you see her as a wife and as a mother, and she shares with you some of her experiences, and she's so witty, and it was really, really good. And so I'm glad that we ended up sitting next to each other at dinner again, and just talking, just talking. I think it did something for my confidence, and it just helped me perceive people of power as people. They're just human beings, you know. So anyway, the night was great. Then we said good night, and then we all went to sleep. The director, CRS, country director, CRS, the German ambassador, and then they went to sleep. I went to sleep as well. And then, yeah, the following day we did our project visits, which was really awesome. I'll share clips on the Give Us Zambia page. Yeah. And then the following day, so we're in convoy, now heading to the next town. And then I sat in the car, and then I realized that obviously I hadn't taken a picture with the German ambassador. Like I do these things anyway. Yeah, and I'm sitting and I'm just reflecting on what happened. And I'm like, yeah, I just didn't meet an ordinary person. And like in a moment, I realized that in a moment when I could have been timid, I did force myself to chatter and ask questions. Coming from a place where I was like, you know, and also a gift that she gave me was, you know, she started the conversation, you know what I mean? She didn't have to, you know, but maybe she understood this is a person on starting their career or whatever. Let me break the ice. I hope I can do that for a young woman one day, a girl who is timid and shy and scared or whatever. Maybe I'll do that for someone one day. I don't know, but she gave me that gift, and I am so grateful. And it's like I felt like in that moment God was saying, here is a gift, so I'll break the ice, so now you have to go and break the ice elsewhere and start the conversation. So it seems like networking is still quite a big topic I'll have to be dealing with at a personal level. Not coming here to make videos, but like at a personal level, it's definitely something I need to be working on. So anyway, we arrived at our next stop, and we're at the dinner table again. So this time I told my colleague, I was like, please remind me, I want to ask to take a picture with the ambassador. And then, so after we ate, and now I was ready to go to bed, and I was just tired. I said, oh, I'd like to take a picture. Is that okay? And obviously, like I have said, she is so nice. We took the picture, and she's like, oh, so where is the best light? What should we do? Where should we go? That's how we went to the front of the hotel, and we took the picture. And that's pretty much the bravest thing I've done in a while. Yeah, so we took the picture and we said our byes, and yeah, that was my experience with the networking situation. I'm glad I did better. And now I have a picture to remind me that we did that. So we took a pic. I had my colleague take a picture of us, and we also did a selfie because she's so cool. Yeah, but such an inspiration to see a woman and just the diversity of it, you know. It was good. It was good. I'm learning. I'm growing. Yeah, it was good. Dear future Wope, you make me proud. I love you. Till the next one. Bye.